Hello, and welcome to Blades and Banners, a Tales of the Valiant actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Mia, what happened last time?
Awesome stuff. The gang was at a bar. Ellie Wise was still on 7th, unfortunately, so it was just Sohina, Finian, and Oren. We met up with Ro, a delightfully drunk woman who was ready for a fight, and she told us that her aunt, Lady Farwind, had a potential job for us. So we went to say hello to Lady we went to say hello to Lady Farwind.
You got a rehearsal. What's happening?
That has nothing to do with my inability to speak. It's completely beside the point. So we say, hey, and she says a logging interest is having some trouble with some redcaps who are menacing the site. And we said, sure, we'll go check it out. And Ro, you're coming with us. And we get there and we meet a horde of delightfully aggressive redcaps. And we had our first fight and we beat them. And then at the end, or sort of toward the end, we realized that the person who had been shooting arrows at us from the woods was actually a fantastic fey creature who did not understand that the rules here were not the same as the rules in the Feywild. And this creature needed to be informed that people stay dead here. So luckily, they didn't want that. So they stopped what they were doing. And there were some big gruff guys, too. The logging people said, hey, go take care of this for us. I think Indeed. I got it. Yes.
You got it. Nailed it.
In 5.
So, meanwhile, back on 7th, Ellie-wise, how is it that you ended up not aboard the Traveler's Gift for the voyage over to Nine Bay to hang out with Oren's friend Ro?
Yeah, what gives?
Well, I'm not great with times, and I absolutely meant to be there, and I was on my way there, but then I saw a fire elemental and I followed it instead.
Ellie Wise has ADHD. I'm so excited.
I get where she's coming from.
And it was a great day. Yeah, I'm so sorry I missed that. But also we had a great adventure.
It's
mostly
true.
Just jumping around. I just followed it. And then we just spent so much time together. It was like I could see through its eyes and started sort of like experiencing what it was experiencing. Have you had that happen? You just spend so much time together, you like get to know them really?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I recommend it.
I'm just imagining little like cut to scenes between the battle with the very graphically threatening redcaps and Ellie Wise skipping across like from rock to rock across a lava flow with this little fire elemental.
The duality here of Oren having sprouted an angel and me blowing up redcaps with a crossbow, and then Ellie just skipping hand in hand.
I cannot believe I forgot the part where we met Svoboda. All of us, including Oren, met this character who showed up in the fight and was awesome.
And hunky.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
indeed.
I missed that.
You should.
Calm down, Ellie. We'll be back. Settle down.
So, the Traveler's Gift returned to 7th later that day, having collected their payment of thinking nice thoughts about them.
Yeah, we haven't told Ellie what we got paid for this job.
Yep.
That sounds like rich payment to Ellie.
Okay.
There you go, Oren. You've just found who's not going to give you crap about your negotiating techniques.
Hooray.
And we'll just say that you encounter Ellie Wise somewhere near the docks after disembarking and leaving the Traveler's Gift to be taken care of down at the dock houses.
I see you finally awoken.
Oh,
Hello.
I woke up at the right time. I just didn't arrive here
Did you not?
at the right time.
Oh, I knew
I'm
the second
so
part.
sorry. Right. How was your trip?
Eventful. We
Ooh.
did a job for Lady Fairwind over in Redwake Point.
Ooh.
Yeah, we took care of some Fae that were disrupting a logging operation. So,
That sounds exciting.
pretty neat.
Plenty of stabbings. Yeah, most on me. Made a handsome coin for it.
Ooh.
Oh, speaking of handsome, Ellie Wise, Oren's got a friend, a spirit friend. We met him too.
That's
Yes,
neat.
Yeah.
Would we call him handsome?
I think dashing
Sahina
might
did.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought everybody
Would-
thought that. Okay.
Sahina, would you go as far as glorious? Because I think
Oh,
Okay, well, I mean,
definitely.
potentially
think
majestic
that
may
I
be where we
also-
settle.
I brought quite a bit to the table also during that fight.
You did, and he was glorious. What you brought to the fight was a handsome, majestic presence.
Anyway. Yes, I apparently have a angelic hanger-on named Svoboda, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Oh.
Boda.
Is that how he arrived? You shook him
I-
out.
I was just going to ask.
No, remember, he shackled my hands, and then I had to break them, and then he erupted from me in a font of bright, radiant light.
I was a bit distracted by the murder
Whoa.
until his gloriousness arrived.
Yeah, sure. So, Ellie-wise, what did you get up to?
Well, I met a fire elemental on my way, and
Oh, did you know?
then I followed them instead, and then I missed the boat. I'm so sorry about missing the boat. I'm less sorry about meeting the fire elemental because we're friends now. But I am sorry about missing the boat.
Are you gonna introduce us?
100% I will. And then a little fire elemental appears next to me.
Oh, hello.
Boy there.
Hi.
I don't know what to call them yet. They haven't really shared a name that is pronounceable in my speech. But this is my friend.
What
Hello.
does your fire elemental spirit look like?
Well, I guess a fire is obvious. So that's extremely unhelpful.
I mean, if it's just a little
Philip.
dancing flame, that's fine. It's just-
Right. It is.
Nothing wrong
It
with that.
is. It is petite. It is very small. So think like, probably 1 foot tall, sort of dancing flame. Every now and then, you think maybe you see a flicker of like legs, that it's sort of jumping back and forth on, but it's very very active burning fire. And you can definitely see a bit of an expression in the shifting of the yellows and the oranges, but not what you would call a face.
Do we feel heat coming off of the fire elemental?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, well, hello. You said nothing pronounceable. Do they speak a language?
Yes. But we mostly
Which
just
one?
communicate, like, in our brains back and forth.
Oh. Can you teach us how to do that?
Oh, if it's in the same way, then you just hang out all day and you follow them and jump rocks and just really try to see the world in how they live it and experience what they're experiencing.
That sounds amazing. I think I can definitely do that.
Awesome. So I don't know if it works that way for everybody, but that's the way it worked for me.
Silhina has bent down and is just sort of trying to shake some portion of.
Don't touch it. Don't touch them.
Oh.
Finny,
Yeah,
going,
okay.
it's hot. It's hot right there. It's hot.
Okay.
Careful.
See how it feels
It's
like
hot.
fire?
No, it's gonna be fine. No. Yeah, no, it's
Right.
fine. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. Pleasure to meet you, little one.
And now it smells like burnt fur, I would imagine.
Just a little singed.
Are you planning to hang around us for a while? You gonna be with our friend Ellie here?
Oh yes, they're gonna stay with us for a while. But sometimes they disappear, and then they can reappear.
So how you say you can speak in your mind, so does it speak common in your brain?
Yes.
But it can't verbally speak common.
No.
Interesting.
Just from a logistics standpoint, have we a place it can be with us safely? The ship is quite flammable on account of wood being all it is.
On account of
Right.
wood. I mean, it doesn't seem to be burning anything where it is right now. Also, it just mechanically speaking, it can like hover and fly. It's not bound to the ground.
Okay.
The ship is safe. It wouldn't burn the ship.
So when you asked it mentally what its name was, what did they say?
It made some crackling noises.
Interesting.
So I've thrown out a couple of suggestions of like how we could refer to it, but they have not agreed to any of the suggested names yet. So we'll keep working on it. If you have suggested names, I'd be happy to ask them.
Ember, Ash, Cinder, Sparky. Just off the top of my head.
That's really long. That whole thing, Ember Ash.
Those were
Cinder
4
Oh.
different options.
Okay.
Ooh, those are some great suggestions. But they said no. Thank you though.
All right.
They're an individual of strong tastes, and I can appreciate that. Know exactly what they like and don't.
They are very opinionated. I love it.
Oh, I hope they like Aggie. I think Aggie's gonna love them, but I hope they like Aggie.
Oh, I bet they will.
Right. Oughtn't we to report the events of the day?
Leshjega? Sure.
Right.
Then
Okay.
let's go report in.
Yeah.
And Ro has just hung back. You know, we just
Ro-
said we're done, and
Rose stayed on 9 Bay.
yeah, okay.
Yes, she stayed on 9 Bay with her ship. All right. So.
Oh, we have a race in the morning, by the way, just so you know, Ellie Wise. I did sign us up for a race against Rose.
That's
ship
true.
In the morning.
Oh, that is very
So-
exciting.
If your friend wants
I
to
will
go
try to
burn
be on time
Rose sails,
this
that
time.
might give us a leg up. Yes, please.
So you make your way up to the keep again, and are allowed in across the neatly manicured courtyard. The same elderly hobgoblin, carefully balancing on one foot on a stone amid the black sand, using a rake on a really long pole to slowly smooth elaborate patterns into the sand. And there at the door is Taryn, who gives another formal bow from the waist.
Hello.
And
All right.
smiles at you all, and says, "Hello, welcome back."
Thank you. Good to see
Hello.
you again. Could you take us to Leshjega, please? We have
Of course.
to report. Yes.
Yes,
thank
of course, could. Yeah. Right this way. And Taryn slides the door open and leads you down the passage. So, safe voyage, then?
Oi.
you. Sorry, what was that?
Safe voyage? You safe voyage?
Yes. Voyage was perfectly safe. 9 Bay and home, so no complaints. It's good. How have things
good.
been here?
Seem to be good. There's been a lot of discussion over that bit of paper you brought back.
Good.
From Vale. Other than that, there's been some difficulty over on Black Reef with the Magmen. And some of the obsidian collecting that goes on there.
Yeah.
And just because I haven't mentioned it in fiction before, Black Reef is the settlement on the opposite side of 7th from Cinderport. Magmen are a very simple and surprisingly docile form of fire elemental that look like small, kind of vaguely humanoid children sculpted out of magma. They tend to have kind of a cooled outer layer of black rocky crust over a molten core. And they're surprisingly easy to work with for fire elementals, and a lot of the miners and workers over on Black Reef summon them and basically barter for their assistance in small tasks.
Interesting.
Is our fire elemental friend with us still?
That's a question for Ellie.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Philip, can I clarify? I just get to totally make up how this works, right?
Pretty much, yes.
Awesome.
Within the mechanics of the wildfire druid, you are free to narratively decide whatever about your wildfire spirit.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that these decisions I was going with weren't breaking anything, but
Nope.
I have the rules and I know what they are and I will try to obey them.
But other than that, it's been mostly calm here, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, we
Good.
got into a fight. We won.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yes, there was some fey creatures terrorizing a logging operation. So,
Really?
yeah.
You fought them?
We fought the Redcaps. Yes, there was another fey creature that seemed to be just confused, and so we let her return to Thalanis. But the Redcaps we did take care of.
Wow. I've never seen a wild fae.
It was intense. But
Yeah, we've got our own fire elemental friend now, too.
It's true.
Oh, is that what this is? That's really cool.
yeah.
Thank you. They are.
They're friends now. It's not just, because you are around fire elementals a lot on the island. So
Yes.
Or he starts making this gesture to Taryn from behind. Ellie was like, "Do not talk about the nature of the relationship."
I mean,
with
most
the
of them are
elemental.
friends.
Do not bring this up. You got two
This one is a much
allies in this
closer
party, and you're
friend.
about to lose one.
well, that's really really neat. What's it called?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Well, it is hard to understand primordial sometimes. Mostly.
Not for everyone. It's not hard for everyone to understand.
Do you speak?
Do you speak primordial?
I didn't say I did. I'm just saying we have a fire elemental friend. That's all.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do
thought-
you speak primordial?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
So is it just
I've
me?
heard it.
You speak primordial?
Yeah.
Oh. I had no idea.
Oh, now you do.
Yes.
It's more common on Lorgalen, right?
Oh, very common. Yes.
That makes sense, yes.
I would think you would need to.
You were right.
Well, anyway, and Taryn slides open the door to the audience chamber, steps in and bows. The sugar brought the crew of the Traveler's Gift, just returned from Nine Bay. Durga is seated at the low table on the far end and looks up.
Evening.
Hello, Sugar.
Well, what did you find on Nine Bay?
There was a logging operation being harangued by some Fae, and we took care of it for Lady Farwind.
Oh, very good. Very good. Very influential lady over on Nine Bay.
Would hope so.
She seems to have a strong affinity for the stars,
Yes. Yes.
but
Very old family there, the Farwinds.
yes, we took her niece Ro with us to allow her to participate in the request from her aunt, and we forwent direct payment in exchange for stronger relations between ourselves and Nine Bay. At least that's the hope.
Interesting. Well, every alchemist in Cinderport has taken a stab at this formula you brought back, and no one has yet worked out exactly what it is.
Interesting.
It is obviously something to do with visionary, but the precise nature of that is elusive. So I will need you to consult an expert for me.
All right.
Do you have a name?
There is a apothecary shop on the in the town of Savenir on Mutiny Bay. This is a little farther afield. Mutiny Bay is an area just off the mainland.
Okay.
And so a bit of a farther journey than what you have been doing up to this point. The alchemist there is learned in potions and substances of this sort, and she will usually be willing to look at things for me. So, and she slides the folded piece of paper. I've had this copied. So, don't panic if something happens to this one.
Good.
Are we to trade on your name, or
Yes, you can tell her I sent you, that you are there for me.
All right.
Good. What was her name?
Her name is Avelina.
Excellent.
Is she in
Anything
charge
else?
of a shop of a sort that we look for?
Yes, it's the only apothecary shop in the town. It's not a large town.
Right.
Good. This is a fairly long journey. Is there anything else that you would like us to check in on or stop by on our way?
I cannot think of another task I need you to achieve while away. Obviously, be cautious when you need to be, but should the opportunity arise, you have a ship. This is why I gave you a ship.
Yes, of course.
Opportunities arise, you should feel free to seize upon them.
Yes, thank you again for the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
We appreciate it. Good. Well, if there's nothing else, then I suppose we should get on it.
Well, don't let me detain you.
Cheers, then.
Thank you. Let's check it.
Bye.
Bye.
She nods.
And
Taryn sees
you know,
out.
just
Oh,
just
go
let
ahead.
us know. Just let us know if you need anything, you know. Just let us know.
I have just let you know.
She did last. She has done.
Okay.
All right. And gentle
What
hand
if
on the
there's-
nearest shoulder. All right, I just. She has done now.
Taryn leads you back out.
So, Taryn, what are your long-term ambitions? Do you have a 5-year plan in terms of
Oh,
to be Les Sugar's page forever?
well, I'd hope that doing well, I might be given more responsibility when she thinks I'm ready, but I'd rather owe her everything. She's been here since she came here, so whatever she needs, that's what I do.
You're obviously not working as a page 24 hours in a day, 10 days a week. You have downtime, correct?
Yeah.
So I guess my question would be, what are you doing with those down hours to accomplish that goal?
Oh. Gosh, well, I mean, I don't know.
I'm just trying to say that placating Leströga's needs when they are expected of you, I feel will not get you where you want to go in a timely fashion. Leströga appreciates people who seize opportunity when it arises. Or create opportunity, if you get what I mean. Safely, don't put yourself in danger, get yourself killed, because that obviously won't do anyone any good. But
I mean, or do.
So I should be working on what Leströga needs when I'm not working.
Well, what?
Okay.
Let's say Leströga gives you a greater sense of power and responsibility. What do you want that to look like? Do you want to captain a ship? Do you want to be a navigator? Do you want to plot out the unseen islands of the principalities? Like, what do you want to do once you have seized a station?
I quite like artifice.
And Orin looks at Finian.
Finian is looking straight ahead.
Yeah. He's given me some lessons. Sometimes.
I had no idea. It's nice.
That's
Well,
nice.
I would say use your downtime to that effect and create things that help Leströga, therefore showing your value in that realm.
I made the kettle.
Which kettle?
That was impressive.
The one I served you tea out of last time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I
Yes, I
remember.
do recall that.
We showed you the kettle. And then Finian snaps his head back to looking straight ahead.
Well, now build upon that. Like, what's the next thing that you could... something perhaps less domestic in nature.
Something that would, like, froth the tea? Or, like froth the milk for the tea?
What are Leströga's goals?
Sounds like froth tea.
What are Leströga's goals?
I feel like you should know that already.
Well,
Let's get there.
Okay.
she really, I think, would be very pleased if there was a terrible accident would have befall Lady Ashford.
Okay, now let's take a few steps back, because we don't want you obviously going to try and manufacture an accident that would befall Lady Ashford.
I heard about this thing someone made where there was a teapot with an extra chamber, and the extra chamber had a poison in it, and if you put your thumb in the right position when you're pouring the tea comes out poisoned, and the other position it comes out clean, and so you can like serve tea to someone and poison them, but it looks like you're still drinking out the same teapot.
That is clever.
That's amazing.
Now, is there a way that you could take that concept and your love of artifice and overlap them to create something that would help Leströga further her goals?
Right.
Related, I will probably never drink tea from you again. But that is very helpful information.
What? Taryn doesn't want to poison
Same.
us.
Right, why would I poison you?
I don't know yet.
I'm just saying, think about these things, Taryn. Don't wait for Leströga to notice you. Make yourself noticeable.
Okay, I'll spend I'll spend more of my off time thinking about how to please the boss.
In a way that you find joy and fulfillment in. You like artifice, so just work on your craft.
Okay, yeah, all right. So,
and if you need any help, Finian is here.
To okay, got it. Yeah, I think I can. I understand. Yeah. All right. Cool.
We'll be out for a bit. We have a pretty long sail ahead, so we'll see when we get back.
Right. Yeah. Safe voyage and
thanks. Happy tinkering.
Right. Yeah.
As the group is walking, Finian's going to turn back around. Oi, Taryn.
Yeah.
Making sure that it's just he and I. Your work is far too good to go wasting on trying to do some sort of murder. You need to find something that you enjoy and that gives you your purpose, and then others can find a way to involve themselves with you. All right, you keep doing. Don't go wasting your skills on murder.
I make something I like, and then someone else finds a way to murder with it.
Don't waste your skills on murder, lad. Killing is easy. All right, having a purpose is very hard.
What?
Finian turns to rejoin the group.
Okay.
So
we'll head back out the gate.
First and foremost, I need a nap because I still have a lot of bruises, and I think one of my ribs isn't in the right spot from that fight with the Redcaps. So I'd love to take a nap before I'm being reductive. I want to sleep before.
Yeah, I hit my head quite hard, quite repeatedly, and I don't know if I should sleep right now. But I'm going to rest for sure. Right, so first light then.
Yes.
I think I'm just going to sleep on the boat so I don't miss it this time. Or just stay on it. I don't need sleep. I'm fine.
Cheers to that. Oren, you sure you don't want to buy us a pint first with your pleasant thoughts we earned today? As Finian turns to go off to take his rest.
I have 175 gold pieces. I can just buy booze.
Are we not all rich? I'm just ribbing, mate.
Very well. Do you... sorry.
Yeah,
I was just going to ask, Finian, do you need someone to watch over you? You're going to be okay while you sleep?
I do believe so. I'm also going to just sleep on the ship for the night. I have nothing of note here on land any longer. I'm pretty established on the boat now.
How long of a trip is it, Philip, from Red Watch to 7th to Mutiny Bay? Mutiny Bay.
I'm glad you asked. The port you're going to on Mutiny Harbor is called Savenir. From 7th to Savenir is a distance of about 250 miles. So it'll take you in a Sorewood ship about 2.5 days to get there.
Would you mind spelling that?
Yep.
SAVAYS.
Thank you.
SAVANYR.
I did a U instead of a Y.
And Savenir is the port.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is on Mutiny Harbor.
Okay.
So what kind of, 2.5 days at sea, can we just expect that, what do we need to do to prep the ship for that length of a journey, I guess is the question.
So going on Leshturga's business, your ship will be provisioned sufficiently. So you don't really have to worry about rations and that kind of thing. So, mechanically speaking, nothing specific. Narratively, you're going to be at sea for 2.5 days. So whatever preparations your character would make for you're going to be at sea for about a week round trip. What what your character would do to prepare for that kind of voyage is obviously up to you.
How long was the trip to Vale?
Like an afternoon.
Okay, all right. I would like to say that I had left Aggie home for that trip, and before we set off, I would like to get Aggie all packed up and moved into the ship.
Okay. So you go and collect Aggie. I suppose, checking in with Serafina over her care while you were gone.
Absolutely. And we didn't officially introduce Serafina yet?
We did not.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not yet. So Serafina is a Kaleshtar who lives on 7th, and she works as an animal handler, a professional animal handler, and essentially veterinarian for the various animals of 7th, though primarily in Cinderport. So yes, you would know your way to her shop, which is a fairly straightforward wooden building. Although off the back of it, there's a large fenced-in area with a small stable and some various pens for a variety of animals. But coming through the front door, you are greeted with the smell of a place that sees a whole lot of animals most of the time, and so has more animal smells than human smells to it. The room is mostly empty at first, although you can see there are a number of animals sleeping at various places. There are a couple of large birds on perches. There's what appears to be a very, very large black and red fox lying on the mat lying on a mat on one side of the room. And after a moment, a door opens, and a woman with deep olive-toned skin and very kind of delicate features, almost kind of elvish in features, and very, very somber eyes, comes in. She looks up and smiles and says, "So, Heine, and how are you today?"
Hi, Serafina. Oh, I'm doing great. How was Aggie?
She was fine as always. I checked on her a couple of times a day. She was always pleased to see me. There was much sneezing. There are many dents in your floor.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I know.
It is your floor. So, if you are content with the dents, then what trouble is it to me?
Fair. I know some people it can be uncomfortable for folks, but I'm really glad she was doing great. Thank you again for watching her.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Everything was well on your journey?
Yes, it was actually very exciting. We got into a fight with red caps. These a bunch of little. Do you know them?
They are a very angry type of fae, I think.
Yes, I learned a lot of new words from them, but it was a very exciting fight.
Well, you seem to be none the worse for wear.
No. Oh, also, how do you like my hat? What do you think? I know I've told you in the past that I
Sorry,
That
I
I make
completely
hats?
forgot that you were wearing a hat now.
Cool hat.
Yes, your cool hat.
Yes. My fancy hat.
Should probably describe the hat for Casey's benefit.
Yeah. Casey might need to hear
Please
about
do.
the fancy hat.
Yes. What did we Finian and I had gone back to the ship
Mhm.
for
My armor. And your hat.
right. And I went along because there was conversation about a fancy hat, and I decided I needed to show off my fancy hat, which turns out to be just a plain brimless knit cap. But it has, the hem has been taken down to fit over Sohaina's very large head, holes in the ears, but finished around the edges. It's a very plain hat, but sewn very well, and it's bright pink. That is my hat.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Seraphina's eyes travel up to the hat, and her eyebrows go up a little bit. It's extremely you.
Thank you. I thought so.
Looks-
Let me know if you ever want me to make you one too.
Of course. It doesn't get very cold here, so I'm not sure that I have as much call. Not going to sea myself for wearing a cap, but it is certainly lovely.
Well, and also you can take them to fancy parties too. You can wear them for fancy places. So just if you're ever interested.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's the least I can do.
Of course. What is anyone else doing?
Oren's going to go find whatever holy house is in town, because he had an angel erupt from him, so he's going to go ask some questions about that.
That is interesting. So
Or I guess, let me ask you this, Philip, because obviously in our brains, angel, go to a priest, like, hey, an angel erupted out of me.
sure.
Given the nature of Eberron, would it make more sense? Would Oren think to go to somebody like an arcanist who has idea of the planes? Would that be more of the avenue that Oren would be drawn to naturally?
It could really go either way. I would kind of leave it to what do you think Oren's reaction would be, because certainly there are fiends and celestials on many of Eberron's planes. But fiends and celestials are also sometimes associated with the various deities and powers and things of the world.
I think it's funnier for Oren to go find a priest, so let's do that.
So there is
or something to that effect.
Yeah. There are a couple of relatively small shrines on 7th. Dargul, as a general rule, are not particularly religious. But since there are many people who are not goblinoids living on 7th, there's a reasonably sized temple to the sovereign host. There's a smaller almost just chapel that is dedicated to the Silver Flame, and then there is a, down by the docks, a small unobtrusive shrine to the Devourer, which is one of the dark gods, but it is the god that represents the dangerous aspects of nature, and most, even if they're uncomfortable with it, most sailors will at least acknowledge the significance of the Devourer in their lives, whether they particularly like it or not.
Cool.
So those would be the religious facilities in 7th. The places where you might find a cleric.
Yeah. Sovereign Host seems to make the most sense.
Sure. So yes, when in doubt, So you head over to the temple, which is a stone building with the symbol of the sovereign host worked in gold and cobalt on the above the door. And coming in, you can see icons of each of the 9 sovereigns set around the room, with various candles and small offerings left by the faithful of the community. Spaces for prayers, and a large semi-round space in the middle for gatherings on holy days. As you come in, a halfling in cleric's vestments looks up from honestly, it's the middle of the day. They're probably sweeping. Looks up from sweeping and sets the broom aside and crosses over to you. I don't know. Orin is a distinctive person physically.
Yeah.
Is Orin someone who attends services in any way?
Probably not. I would say he. Yeah, I would say no.
Okay.
So.
Hello. Then the clerk said, Orin, isn't it?
Yes. I apologize.
I've seen you here much. Oh, I'm I'm Fandril.
Fandril. Nice to see you, Fandril. I know that I'm not a regular attendee here, but I had a question, or I was seeking insight, I guess. I was recently out doing some work for Leshjurga, and me and my companions were beset upon by creatures from the Feywild. And during the engagement, my wrists were shackled out of nowhere with golden shackles. And in duress, I just tried to, break them. And then brilliant light erupted from them. And then a seemingly celestial being seemed to be superimposed over me. And yeah, he claimed that he lives inside of me, and then he came out in that instance, and I am confused and concerned by that development. I know that's a lot, but I didn't know how to beat around the bush to get to it, so I figured I would just, put it out there.
All right. So, you are worried that you are suffering some kind of possession.
Potentially. I mean, I don't feel like, obviously, somebody that's possessed wouldn't feel this way either, I imagine, but I don't feel like he's directing my actions in any way. It's just that he decided, it seemed, to make his presence known, and then there he was. And he's very good with a sword and very good at killing redcaps. So, yeah, have you ever heard of anything like this before? It'd be great if you had. If there was some texts on it.
Let's see. Good with a sword. That could suggest if a well-meaning spirit.
He did say at one point to one of the Redcaps, "I will never ask you to kneel, but I will watch you burn." And then the Redcap caught on fire.
Oh.
And died.
Huh. These Fae were evil?
They were trying to kill us. They started it. They did stab me.
Okay. So that's
very aggressively. So
aggressive, but not necessarily.
And he did. There was one additional Fae, and he actually talked her into leaving and stayed our hands from killing her. So he doesn't seem to want to kill just needlessly, and he doesn't seem to want to hold dominion over anyone.
Well, if I were to guess based on that behavior, I might say this is a being, if it is a celestial, that serves perhaps Dol Ara, sovereign of sun and honor, justice, and courage. Possibly Dol Dorn, sovereign of strength and war.
He did seem very strong.
Yes. But so in my learning, celestials are agents of other powers sent to perform a mission or serve a task. Did this being, when it manifested, say anything about a mission or speak to you?
He spoke to my companions more than he spoke to me, which can unpack that later. But no, he did not seem.
So other people saw.
Yes, yes. I have witnesses that this did occur outside of the dead Redcaps.
That rules out some things.
Yes, thank you for that. No, he did not express a mission. He just seemed... he resides within me. He doesn't seem upset by it, but I'm not too keen on having somebody... I don't... What are the long-term effects of having a celestial possessing your body? Who knows? I don't think the research is out there. So,
I could consult some texts about possession.
Great. Yes.
And see what effect it has. We don't usually hear a lot of cases of possession by well-meaning beings.
Now you've uncovered why I'm here. Because I'm familiar with those stories too.
Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah. The clerics of the Silver Flame do often specialize in exorcism.
Okay.
So if you wanted to be sure, I could speak to the local priest of the Silver Flame about seeing if we could, drive it out of you.
Potentially, without getting into too many details, Fandral, just because we're still the getting to know each other phase. I don't know if I'd be entirely interested. I'm more concerned with the potential side effects and consequences, and if those are great enough, then I might be willing to take the risk. But I have reason to believe that I think I know when this may have happened, even though he just made his presence known. I think it's been there for some time, and I'm concerned about the state that I was in when it happened. I don't want to revert back to that state, if you catch my meaning. I was gravely injured. And
don't
then
exactly catch your meaning.
I was gravely injured in an accident, and
Interesting.
then, seemingly out of nowhere, everything was great, and I had this sword, and he gestures to the very large golden sword, and all of a sudden, I could strike things well, and I was much more athletic in general, and it was very confusing, because I was none of those things before the accident. So, I'm concerned that if you drive it out, then something bad might happen to me.
So you had a traumatic experience, and then you had new abilities, and were in possession of a mysterious object.
I didn't ask for it. I didn't make a deal with anyone, because I know what stories you're starting to think in your head. No,
Okay.
I didn't make a deal and like, oh, please save me. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I will consult some texts. If you wanted my advice, I would say try to avoid getting yourself into a dangerous situation in which this creature might make itself appear again and take control over your body. So try to stay in a calm and stress-free environment.
But to go on a multiple-day journey on the behest of Lesh Durga.
Somewhere calm?
Mutiny Harbor?
Well, I might think about not doing that. I'm not really in a position to stop you, but it wouldn't be, if you tell me when I get into a fight, a very powerful spirit seizes control of my body, and kills things. I would say you should try to avoid getting into a fight.
I will do that. I will try to avoid getting into a fight.
Until we know how to make that not happen anymore.
Indeed. Also, obviously, you can speak with the practitioner of the Silver Flame about potential consequences, side effect solutions. But I would appreciate it if, outside of that individual, this stayed between us. That would be great. Please?
Well, I am supposed to respect a degree of confidentiality.
I love that.
And as far as I can tell, you don't appear to be endangering anyone.
Nope. Just same old Orin. Hopefully. But yes, I'm not a danger to anyone, and I have very potent and powerful friends that would be capable of stopping me if that were to change. So I would not worry about it. So I appreciate it.
All right. I'll try to find out what I can.
Thank you, Fandral. And if there's any additional, if there's any texts, anything that you think might be helpful, I'd be more than happy to read through them myself. I have at least 5 days in a boat, so if there's something that you wouldn't mind me checking out, is that how that works here? I don't know. Do you have a system set up?
Not really.
Could we establish one?
Why don't you let me see what I can find out?
Fine.
And when you get back from this hopefully very calm voyage, we can talk again.
God's willing.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, Vandrel, thank you. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you when I get back.
All right.
And Orin turns and walks out.
Fandral breathes again.
Sprints out the back door, it sounds
Now,
like.
now that the tiefling who just said he's possessed has left.
By an angel.
It's exactly how I would describe it if I were going to describe my possession to a priest. I would definitely not say that it was Slender Man possessing me.
Do Eliwise and Finian do anything in particular to get themselves set up for the voyage? It sounded like Finian had basically moved onto the ship.
Finian's is simple. He only has a few remaining handbooks for the work he's been doing, and he goes and gets some of the more advanced ones as he's ready to explore new augmenting. And so he goes and gets some manuals that he didn't think he was ready for.
Eliwise goes home to let mom and dad know that she'll be gone a week. And the whole way there, she's just walking with the fire elemental guessing names. She starts off with the more obvious ones. Spark, Sparky, Sticks, Coal, Burning, Crackle. And so she's just guessing names all the way there. Tells mom and dad, grabs some of her stuff, guesses names all the way back. And starts guessing, Lucy, Bob. And the fire elemental seems to get brighter when she throws out Sam. And so Eliwise stops. Sam? Is that? And the elemental gets a little bit brighter, a little bit bigger. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Finally figured out her name.
Yay.
Sam, the fire elemental. Awesome. All right. Everyone is able to get your things set up on the ship. You are all fine to take a long rest, those of you who are in need of such. And on the morrow, you set off from Cinderport to head round the north end of 7th and cross Far Strait towards Mutiny Bay. And that is where we will pick up in our next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to see any of the other things these wonderful people do, you can find links to all their stuff in the descriptions down below, along with links to the Discord and to our merch store. And new episodes of Blades and Banners come out on Monday. The Ship's Log, our Q&A show, comes out on Fridays. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.